talk, you're going to talk about the House. I'm going to direct the attorneys to
All right, at this time, I'd like to call this City Commission meeting to order at 6:32 p.m. I do not see Pastor Spivey.
He's there.
Oh, there he is. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
Snuck in.
Yeah, he snuck in over. All right, we will have our roll call, please.
Okay.
A call to order, and then we will have invocation by Pastor Spivey, please, and then follow that by the pledge.
Prayer, if you will. Almighty Father, awesome and holy and mighty, God, we come before you tonight thanking you for the blessings that you give to us each and every day. Lord, for protection that you provide to us by the hands of your angels, Lord, by the military men and women that are fighting for our freedom. God, for our police force, men that lay their life on the line every day for us. God, for first responders, for so many, Lord, that watch out for us and watch over us. Thank you for loving us and caring for us. God, for your leaders of our great nation, our state, Lord, for our leaders here in High Springs, we're thankful. God, I just pray that you'll always bless them with wisdom and knowledge and guidance so that right decisions are made for the most people. Be with us and help us to follow and love and appreciate what is done on our behalf. Help us always to see the benefits that you've given us by way of government. Help us to love you more each and every day. Be with us all. Help us to put our trust and our faith in you. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Ms. Palmer, now we'll do roll call.
Mayor James.
Here.
Vice Mayor Evans. Commissioner Jameson.
Here.
Commissioner Jones.
Here.
Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Okay, thank you. We have approval of the agenda as our next item, but before we do that, I have a note here that says, under new business, item number 2, we need to remove that from the agenda for tonight. It's a CRA item, and they will address it at the next CRA meeting. So with that, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the agenda, deleting new business item number 2.
Second.
Thank you. It has been properly moved and seconded that the agenda with the recommended change be approved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Hold on a second, if you wouldn't mind. We're not having a May meeting in CRA. So what's on here ain't gonna happen until June. That's too long.
Isn't aware. We can have a May meeting if you guys want to reinstate it.
Well, We could have done it at the CR meeting we just had.
Yes.
So,
Can we suspend this meeting, go back to the CRA, and come back here? Make this a meeting in
Well,
May.
as a council, you can always approve it. Because we're really not talking about, I don't think, funds. You're talking about the approval of the plans that were submitted.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is, obviously, they're here, we asked for a plan, we got it. I would rather the individual not have to wait for another month or so for it to get going.
We can also have a CRA start at
Well, I know, but given the small item that could be taken care of by the council, we could probably
Yeah, we want to make sure we do it right, though, and I don't know if we can do it, I don't know if we can go over the CRA.
I'm not sure what the issue, if it's just a matter of making a decision of something that affects the CRA district, the commission can make that decision. If you are spending CRA funds to do this, which is a CRA project, then
We're just
it needs to go to the
approving a
CRA.
plan. No money.
That's
just
right.
No money.
Monies.
Yep.
Who's going to use, what money is going to be used?
The last I was told it was gonna be donations.
It's CRA money, because it was grandfathered in.
You know, you can approve plans, but it's going to need to go back to the CRA at some point if it's coming out of the CRA budget.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
so the
So
recommendation.
you're gonna have to do it. for
We
the
could just
first-
do a special meeting, just like Jenny suggested, right before the next commission meeting, and then you're not waiting a month, you're waiting 2 weeks.
Good.
All right, I mean, if that's legally, if that's all we can do, I mean, when you're getting donated stuff, and, donated labor, I hate to just put off what's been done, but from a legal standpoint, I want to make sure we're doing anything where somebody can come back and then they can question the process.
So what do we need to do?
We table it, this one here, and then you're going to have to put it on the CRA. Should have had it on the earlier meeting.
That's really what we should have done. It should have been on the meeting for today. That not being the case, can we just put it, as you said, at 6 o'clock before the next commission meeting?
Yeah, we can have a special
Oh,
meeting
yeah.
on the,
Mm-hmm.
what day is that, the 24th? 27th?
Okay.
Okay, now do we have to vote on that or is that?
Yeah.
No, just setting that meeting, no, you still need to vote on the approval of the agenda, removing that item. And then staff will just make sure they properly notice the CRA meeting with that on the agenda,
Okay, well, we did have a motion and a second to
Yes.
approve the agenda with
with that
that
change.
one change. Okay, now again, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. All right, changing agenda carries 4-0. All right, now we will go to the approval of the minutes. March 23rd, commission meeting minutes.
So moved.
second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded, the minutes be approved as printed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, is nay. Motion carries 4-0. Our next item is our proclamation declaring April 2017 as National Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month.
Yes, Madam Mayor, this is a proclamation of the High Springs City Commission of High Springs, Florida. Whereas child abuse and neglect is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community, and finding solutions requires input and action from everyone in our community. And whereas our children are our most valuable resource and will shape the future of High Springs. And whereas child abuse can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that can have lifelong consequences for victims of abuse. And whereas protective factors are conditions that reduce or eliminate risk and promote the social, emotional, and developmental well-being of children. Whereas effective child abuse prevention activities succeed because of the meaningful connections and partnerships created between child welfare, education, health, community, and faith-based organizations, businesses, and law enforcement agencies. And whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs and activities that benefit children and their families. Whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community to increase awareness about child abuse and contribute to promote the social and emotional well-being of children and families in a safe, stable, and nurturing environment. Whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and families. Now, therefore, I, Gloria James, Mayor of the City of High Springs, do hereby proclaim April 2017 as National Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month in High Springs and urge all citizens to recognize this month by dedicating ourselves to the task of improving the quality and life for all children and families. Signed and sealed this 13th day of April 2017.
Somebody out there. Oh, one's on there. One must go.
Carol Tate, the president of the High Springs Women's Club. Thank you to the City of High Springs for this proclamation to bring attention to child abuse prevention. The Women's Club appreciates the support we receive from our city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To you, and to say thank you very, very much for all the things you do yourself as an individual and the women's group as well. Thank you.
Nice.
I'm getting old too.
All right. Our next item is citizens' requests and comments for issues not on the agenda. And please state your name for the record and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Okay, seeing no one, we'll move right along. Item number 1 on new business. Consider request by Douglas Historical School Society for use of the Civic Center on June 17, 2017.
Staff has no objection. This goes right along with the nonprofit organizations we usually allow to hold meetings in the school. And that was actually what the school was designed for, the old schoolhouse.
No conflict, everything's good.
Everything's good.
I'll make a motion to pass it.
Second.
This is for the Civic Center now.
It's not the school, the Civic
Civic
Center.
Center.
Civic Center, I'm sorry, Civic Center.
Okay, it has been properly moved in second that the request from the Douglas Historical Society be approved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0. Okay, we move them to item number 2. Consider purchase of pinwheels from GFWC High Springs New Center Women's Club as a donation to child abuse prevention programs.
You have funds dedicated for this thing. Out of my funds I gave for the pinwheels that are out there now. This is from the money that doesn't go to my daughter. So I have a few dollars that are I still have. And so you have some funds that you can donate to other organizations for the first time. And I think they've come up with 31 pinwheels that are left.
31 that are left?
That are left. I'm not sure what they would sell them to.
You got 31 of them left?
Yes.
Sold.
So,
I could.
panel, we have to vote on this, or is it done?
Well, you got
Yeah,
31.
if you're just directing the city manager to do this, that's fine.
That's
Okay.
fine, yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Okay.
Okay. You
Let's-
guys are sold out.
Let's make sure we cap the number.
And you've directed the city manager to
Let's just cap it.
531.
We only got 31.
They're gonna team up on it.
Yeah,
Right.
gonna order
31's
more and
gonna-
come back next
I
week.
know exactly what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
They want to come behind.
I paid $20 for 13, so I think given that,
All right. Yeah, motion for Mr. Booth.
right,
All right.
I can do that.
Okay, that takes care of that item.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Thank you.
Declare communications tower located at the High Springs Police Department as surplus.
This is the tower on top of the police department. It goes to about 120, maybe 130 feet. It has absolutely no use. The GRU, who has the communications, looked at it, and they declared that they couldn't put any of their antennas on it, that they were going to use the water tower as the relay antenna to our police department from the 911. So the antenna has absolutely no use. It just sits up there. It's been up there before even Jenny, so it's like, they get you up. Anyway, so it's been up there a very long time. Actually, it takes up space for parking because it has to be tied down. We'd like to declare it surplus and sell it. The cost of taking it down is around $15,000. So if we sell it, have that whoever comes, and the company that was putting up the tower that's going to make a presentation to you showed some interest in it. So rather than us take it down, because it's getting to a point of being a little on the dangerous side, we can sell it and have that organization take it down, whoever buys it.
It's going to stay there until somebody agrees to it. We're
Absolutely.
not paying to have it taken down.
We
and
are
then hope
certainly
to sell
not.
it.
No.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I want to make sure we're not spending money to take it down in this budget year. If we get to the next budget year.
No, we're not even going to do it then.
Okay, I just would want it to be a budgeted amount is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I want to make money from it.
I
not-
agree.
Right.
Okay.
So we take that tower down, then we won't have no eye on the city.
Sir, I took those cameras down. That was, that goes back a few years.
No comment.
No comment.
So, Courtney, would we just need to basically just give the city manager authority to negotiate the removal of the tower?
You need to make a motion declaring it surplus.
Okay.
And then you can, in the same motion or a separate motion, you would give the city manager authority to get
Bids.
to bids, to put it out into some sort of competitive process. And you can
Right.
leave the mechanics of that up to your city manager.
That was a pretty good motion.
Right.
It sounded
What
pretty
she
good.
said.
So,
Somebody got a second what she said.
Second.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, yeah. Just don't want it to cost anything, Ed. That's, yeah, I
It
don't want
will not cost
I don't want it to be any
anything.
cost.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, we are done with the discussion. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Next item, update by city manager on Wild Spaces, Public Spaces Grant for the High
Yeah.
Springs project.
You got an email out that said we received the $350,000, the grant to help do the High Springs. I just wanted to allow or let the council know what the process really is. We're going to have the land appraised. We have redesigned it a little bit so that the entrance to the park will be off of 230th over by Douglas. We'll have a small parking lot of maybe 3 or 4 cars. We see most of the traffic going there would be walking. Robert has agreed to go over to the university, talk to some of the professors, and to get them to take this as a project and maybe have a lot of designs of it. And then it certainly will come before the council before anything is done. So it really will be your decision on what design is accepted in that. I look at the time frame of about 2 years. I realize that we're putting $350,000 into it, but this is spread over about 2 or 3 years. So during that time, we'll be spending our money on other things also, like lights, maybe a few dollars for playground stuff at the child development area that we own, and so, or whatever other projects, because we're going to get in a little more than $300,000 every year. And so we can certainly use that to, at our best interest.
Would you clarify, Mr. Booth, a little bit? You said the 350 grant and then the 300 for Wild Spaces. When you said our money, this is none of our money. This is coming from Wild Space money in the grant. Would you just?
It is, but because it comes into the budget,
Yes.
We actually are budgeting that separately. The $300,000 every year that comes in, we'll budget, and then we will, of course, the council then will approve the expenditures of that every year.
And then the county gave us a 350 match.
So that the in total cost of I have $700,000 to do that park. Become my new project
I just
or
wanted to
hobby.
make sure.
Hobby.
That's my new hobby.
Okay.
Your new
Good deal.
Sounds good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, next item says city attorney report.
Okay, we've got update on all 4 of our active litigation right now. Your city manager and I had a trial this week in our case with the Means family who was living in the property that we got from the county. So the judge ordered our final judgment of eviction this week, letting the family know that they needed to vacate the property. The family asked for a little additional time to move all their belongings out, and so we have agreed to that. And if they haven't moved out in the next couple of weeks, we've set a deadline for them, and we will file the writ of possession, and they'll be removed from the home. We also have the case where Mr. George Will brought suit against the city in a quiet title action. This is the case from some years ago. There was a code enforcement lien on the property. It didn't get taken care of. The property was put up for sale, and the city purchased the property and subsequently took down a dilapidated structure that was on the property. The property owner has since now come back and sued the city. The city filed a motion to dismiss in that case, basically asking the judge to throw out the case because of the length of time between when the property came into possession of the city and this lawsuit. And that was actually heard today in court, and the judge hasn't issued a ruling on that, but we anticipate a favorable ruling, and as soon as we get that, we'll forward you all a copy. In our lawsuit brought by former Chief Ontario, we'd previously sent you the complaint in that action where he alleged a violation of the Whistleblower Act. He has subsequently amended that complaint to bring a second count of race discrimination. So it's still pretty early days on that. The city still has a little bit of time to respond to the new complaint, but we'll update you as things move along. And we received an updated complaint from former police officer, and I always mispronounce his name, LaBianca. Thank you, Jenny. And he has amended his complaint, and it is 1 count for race discrimination and 1 count for retaliation. We are working with Insurance Defense Council on that. We're vigorously defending both of those, but we'll update you as soon as there's something to update you on. And we have previously discussed here as a commission, and your city manager has made great strides trying to bring more connections to your wastewater system to make sure that everyone's complying with our regulations, that you comply if you're within so many feet of our wastewater system. And so at the next meeting, we're going to be bringing back revisions to that ordinance for your consideration. And staff is proposing establishing a readiness to serve charge, and that would be for those residents who are within that 200 feet that the city has put on notice that they need to connect, but who have failed to connect. Until they have connected, we would start charging them a monthly fee, which would be equivalent to the minimum wastewater fee. So we can talk more about that next week, but just wanted to let you put that on your radar and let you know that that would be on the next commission meeting for your discussion and consideration. That's my update.
Thank you. Okay, city manager.
Yes, ma'am. I've directed the attorneys to prepare a letter, and you'll probably see it first, to go out to those people that were involved in the agreement with Capital City Bank and the Oak Ridge. What we're trying to do is negate phase 3 and 4 because phase 2 wasn't built as the agreement required, and therefore we see phase 3 and 4 being just now a lot, and that those people that want to develop need to go through the process of the Planning and Zoning Board and bring it back to the council. And this kind of stops a lot of action that's going on there right now, and there's a lot of legal action going back and forth. We just need to stop it. The city is prepared for Pioneer Days. We talked to the staff, and they're ready. Certainly have a lot of policemen out there. I didn't realize how many we actually had, but apparently we'll have a couple battalion worth of policemen out there patrolling, 2 of which will be on bicycles. The attorney is preparing leases for all the buildings that are occupied by private organizations. What we really want to do is stop having them pay rent and have them pay the utilities. It's kind of even both ways, but it makes it easier for us not to have to collect rent and just to have those individuals pay the utilities. And there are two groups like that. One is the Catholic Charities, and of course the other one is the daycare center.
We just want them all to be uniform.
Just uniform, that's it. So we're not trying to make any money off them, we're just trying to make it easier. And so that would be it. They wouldn't have to pay us rent, and they just take care of their utilities. The next meeting we have, we will schedule an executive session, and that is to look at the contract from ASKME. We received it, but it contained many discrepancies. So it has gone back, and hopefully by the next meeting we'll have a clear copy of it, and you'll see it, then we'll discuss it.
What is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
It's the contract with ASKME.
ASKME?
It's the union contract.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the.
I'm sorry, sir. It was probably my fault.
This is
It's
for all the
union.
employees that aren't in the police union.
Right. And so PBA has not come forward, but the ASKME has. And so we'll need an executive session to talk about
the
what.
city, not the policeman, right? That would be.
This is all the city. That is correct. If they get us a clean copy. There was a lot of mistakes we found, and we've sent it back.
Okay.
And that's it.
So do you want to, are we going to do that before the CRA meeting?
Yes. Oh, well, after the CRA meeting. Or we could do it after. Yeah, we could do it after.
Okay.
it.
That's it?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's start down the end with Commissioner Jones.
I just want to mention to staff that I really appreciated the new header pages for each of the items that come up. It's very clear, and the fact that you had 5 and 6, I think it was 5 and 6, that there were no attachments. It's very nice. That's all.
Jenny, assuming, to make sure we know this one, 2 weeks from now, when the CRA is going to do the meeting on this plan, I'm assuming that has to then be an agenda item for us, because we would have to pass it also, correct? Or no, the plan. So we want to make sure that gets on the agenda to follow, so the CRA does it, then we can do it,
That's true.
so we don't delay this anymore. With the Springs project, what degree zoning changes or so forth involved, because you're going from unused land to now like a passive park?
None, because the city owns the property. Really, I don't, it had been environmentally sensitive, but like all our parks, basically it's city-owned property,
Okay,
so it doesn't need to be rezoned.
Okay.
As long as you're not building, a business, something like
That's
that,
right.
yeah,
Okay.
that you're good in that.
Come into another
Designation.
roadblock type of.
Right, no, I don't.
No, I'm good, and I appreciate the update on the sewer thing and the. I would hope, and it would be my deal, is that those are aggressively pursued and aggressively implemented as quickly as we can.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Just a reminder about farm share. That'll be Saturday, May the 6th.
Absolutely, on the 6th of May. And the Kiwanis Club has already been notified, and they have agreed that they will send legions of people to help.
Okay.
They really like it. And it really is fun to take all that food and give it to people. Yeah. And they are appreciative. They're, except for one who didn't like the catfish and preferred tilapia. Sometimes I don't know how to
appreciate
eat. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, goodness.
Can we get a couple of dates to send to the young lady that's over this time? She want to come and look. I guess we need to get with the chief and
Yeah.
Oh, anytime, you bet.
so y'all just gonna give her a date
Yes.
and it'll be a good day for you all for.
We're at your disposal.
So I'll call her and see what's a good day for her, and then we'll
That would be good. Yes,
go
sir.
from there. All right. That's all I have.
Hey, before you go, can I just real quick?
Sure.
I found out before the meeting as far as the train thing being cleaned up and so forth.
Oh, yes.
Would you make a comment on that for me?
I was gonna mention that.
On what's on the train, the way you're cleaning it? I think people need to know what you all are doing, what you for Davon Priest, and just what you told me before as far as cleaning the thing and keeping it clean. I think that's important.
Okay, as of last Friday, it's been cleaned up, put in piles. The city has agreed to get their maintenance people to pick up. The dumpsters are there, and I was told by David within another week or so they'll be getting it out of here on it. It looks good if you haven't been out there.
And the continued maintenance thing you were telling me.
And I've already put an ROE rate of entry. I'm waiting for. I just got approval tonight. I'll get it to the city manager after I review it, for him to sign off on it, and that's to get volunteers, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, possibly the Kiwanis Club and other organizations to do it on a monthly basis. We're trying to set it up so only one organization will have to do it once a year. So we're not putting a burden on them. And basically that's keeping it mowed down, and then just picking up any trash that may show up there.
I just want to make sure that was made public, because I think that's exceptional, and I just want to thank you.
Yes, and Sherry from CXX will be coming out here to inspect, and I will let the city manager know when that's going to be
Excellent.
on it. But they've done a great job in a short amount of time that the request was put in. I'm really amazed.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
for sticking with it.
Thank you.
Be sure it was taken care of. I
Thank you.
appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
As soon as the city and Pioneer Days are over, we'll go out there with dumpsters and
Cleaned it up.
clean it up.
Is there signs out there saying no dumping? And I know
There are,
we're
but-
no good, but
We're going to, once we get the agreement, is put some of the cement that the DOT has from the sidewalks and block off some of those roads.
Okay.
We're getting a lot of people from other counties coming in there because they come through here to go to work and they just stop off there and dump their tires and all kinds of other stuff. And so we'll block them from doing it.
Very good.
There's also signs out there now stating no trespassing.
Yeah.
And the High Springs has the contract with CSX Department out to enforce that.
Right.
Okay. I have a question. The last meeting we had the young lady with the problem with her water, Jamie Hester. Did we resolve that issue?
We did? I'm pretty sure we did. Yes, we did. Mhm.
I was curious about that. Okay. If we do finalize that, let me know, please.
Now, she was the one that had the rust color in her water?
No,
No?
it was
She's
a
the one
billing issue.
that extra large water bill.
Oh, yes, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We
We met
came
on-
to
we
an
met on
agreement
Monday.
with that. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I just wanted.
We are looking at different meters too. We're having some anomalies with the meters we have out there. They're either not reading out correctly. And so we've looked at other cities and what they're using. And so and I think Jennifer has a group coming here to demonstrate some of the new meters that are out there.
Okay, very good. Okay. And your next city commissioner meeting, I'm going to be absent. So Jason will take over and do your meeting for you.
what's the next meeting? When is the next?
27th?
Yeah.
Jenny, is that the class training weekend? I want to say, I think it's that 27th, that Thursday, I believe. So in that case, I might not be here neither.
That
What type of
27th
training?
is a Thursday.
Oh, you asked me that.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
Well,
that.
if there'll only be 3, we'll make sure that there aren't any significant items
Okay.
on the agenda.
Right.
Even, yeah, I could, probably today was a good example.
The executive session we just
Yeah.
said.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll have to push that one off then to the first one in May,
What's that?
the executive session.
Yeah. But let me check. I can't remember.
Because the truth is, I'll look for guidance, but we really need to see the budget if we're going to approve any kind of,
Bingo.
yes, sir. And so we'll talk about it, but to really give a definitive answer was going to take into June, July maybe. But the contract still goes till October, so we're okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so we're going to move that to May 11th, or you'll just up, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm quite sure it's the 27th and the 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now one other thing you said that maybe I don't quite understand. The Catholic charities and the daycare,
Yes, ma'am.
you say we're going to take
Just-
away the rent and have them pay utilities?
Just pay their own utilities.
Are they paying full rent now? I mean, do they?
They do. Who, the Catholic charities?
Mhm.
No, they don't. But they need
So
to pay
is
for
this
their
going to be added
utilities.
expense for them?
Well, it might, but, you know, we're in a kind of, yeah, I know, okay, so, yeah. And it
Okay.
shouldn't be, and they're wanting to leave anyway.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they have come and they're looking for another building. Their position is, it's not big enough. They have so many
They are
customers.
jammed in.
They're so
really-
jammed in there they're looking for a
Yeah,
larger
they do
building.
need larger quarters, that's for
Right.
sure.
And I think the CRA is assisting them,
Good. Okay.
or will. Yeah, we'll throw it on them. They're in your district, so. But,
Okay. With that, I again say thanks to all of you for working with me to help me get through these meetings. I do appreciate it. And
Thank you.
that's all I have to say.
Yes, ma'am.
So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All right.
Goodness, Scott.